Hello! This time I'm back here again with another sketchbook. As you can see, it's sketchbook number 6. It's actually the first, legit sketchbook. As you can see, I have a lot of stolen stickers from the internet. This is mine own sticker with my old name right here, with my OC Tsuhik in this trend with Sailor Moon that was trending a few years ago, right now I think. And this is the first sketchbook, if I'm not mistaken, that I actually painted the cover myself with my OC Sebastian right here. And this sketchbook is not very good in the sense of how it behaves. Like you can see right here how all the pages got basically folded up, and I think it's because that these springs, these metal rings are way too small, and the pages are a bit on the thicker side, a little bit, and they don't have enough space for them to just work normally. So here are some stickers I found on the internet, and made into stickers myself. And this sketchbook I started in 2020 when I first painted the cover. This is one of my OC. His name is Altair. And as you can see, these pages are not really cooperative. It's already torn right here. Altair actually appeared in the last sketchbook. I think so. He was an OC that I had a dream about, you can say. And he stuck with me for a while. So these are the specs of this sketchbook. It was a really cheap Dollar Brownie sketchbook. It's for like $3, something around that, and I don't recommend it. Because of these metal rings, the pages, they don't fold normally. Here is my OC Sebastian. I love him. He's my precious little boy. This guy right here is Mika. He's the brother of Ruby. Here we have Jinx. This is my persona as a zombie. I guess that I was tired when I drew this. It was around the time when I got little kittens and I tried drawing them. But they were very energetic kitties. And I'm not a very animal drawer, if I say so myself. I drew their scratching posts that I specifically chose for them. I drew one of my kitties, Toby, when he was sleeping on my bed sheets. And my OC, Megan, I think it's her name. She's half squirrel. I was trying to imagine what my cats would look like if they were human hybrids, something like that. Here's Toby and here's Leo. They were named, Leo was named after the Leo from Air, and Toby was named after the creepypasta Tiki Toby. Let's maybe not talk about it that much. I have some people from Pinterest's references. Here is my friend when we were hanging out in my house. I decided to draw them. This character right here is Sean from Life is Strange 2 because it's one of my favorite Life is Strange games till this day. And I think I was still trying to do this kind of semi-realistic portraits of non-existent characters, so it's not really a good practice when you try to draw realistic people. Under him I have my persona and Sebastian. I was angry at something. Here is our tire again, and I think this is the first time I got myself some proper alcohol markers, and they were Pro markers from Winsor & Newton, as well as some Winsor & Newton watercolors. That was like a little travel case, a little white one. I have it right here, like this watercolor travel case. You can see that I have it for some time since it's already the old design. I think it looks prettier than the new one, especially with this shiny logo. So I used it quite a bit, not as much as I would like to, and I broke my brush a little bit because I stuck it in, not noticing that one of the bristles of the brush bended. Oh, you can see a little bit, yeah, it's still a little bent. So yeah, that's this set. I have the swatches of this set right here. I think even though they're cheap watercolors, I think they still look good for a beginner like me. Here are some first drawings that I colored with the Pro markers. And this drawing at the very beginning, he was colored with these Pro markers too, I think. But I drew him first and colored him later when I got the markers. Or I colored him first with the Pro markers, or more like cheaper alcohol markers from Action or from other brand. These pages are the pain of me. Here is a sketch of my OC Aiden. It's not very visible because of the bleed on this page, but he is here. I like this page, or this spread. I like the composition. For somebody who never plans my composition, it looks very pleasing to me, especially if there would be another drawing right here. It would be whole and complete. And here I could draw somebody in, because Ruby suddenly doesn't have an arm. And yeah, these poses, all of the poses actually were from references from Pinterest, most probably, because it was and it is my favorite place for references. And here I bought another bunch of Pro markers and swatched everyone that I swatched every Pro marker that I had and the ones that I bought. I also bought a jerry roll, but as you can see, it bled with the marker and it became pink instead of white, like I wanted it to be. I'm not sure if I waited enough time for the marker to dry or if it picked it up anyway when it was dry. But anyway, this OC is named V, I think. Her code name is Versus, at least for now, until I decide to change it if it sounds too cringy. And she's like my delinquent character. She's somebody who doesn't abide by the rules, and I drew her in this outfit inspired by those Japanese girls with the long dark black skirts that they also call them like delinquents. Here is Sebastian. Here is my persona Crispa. I gave him a shorter hairstyle because it was around summer. I was thinking about cutting my hair a bit shorter. Oh my god, these pages. I don't want to rip it, but I want to turn the page so it looks a little bit nicer. Okay. This OC, this character I drew I think only once or twice. His name is Vanya, and I was then in high school and I was learning Russian. So I thought to myself that I would be more encouraged to learn something in Russian if I had a Russian OC and I could write some texts, some like little comics when he would say some stuff in Russian, so I would remember how to write and some words in Russian. But after high school I forgot. And mostly I remember how to read, but nothing else. So this here actually is the first little drawing of Crispy, a gender bent version, or more like male version of my persona. Till that time, it was around 2015 and 16, something around that time. Till that moment, I was drawing myself only as a girl, and this little doodle was revolutionary. And here is Crispy, how he looked then in 2020. Here I tried to redraw this design. I obviously didn't color it, so it doesn't look that much similar, and it looks a bit bad. This guy right here is from Pinterest. Here's Sebastian with the post from Pinterest. I think I drew this at work, I think. And this little doodle right here, it's Ash, Crispy, and Sebastian. Crispy and Sebastian are dating. Crispy is like a standing for Crisp, my female persona. Ash is their brother, and Sebastian is Sebastian. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but I'm just not explaining it good enough, I think. Here is Brutus, a demon, some sort of demon character. Oh, here's a little bit of Russian right here. I'm so glad that it's the first and only time that I drew in this brand of sketchbooks. A little bit of background studies. Till this day I'm not very keen on backgrounds. I think it doesn't look that bad, but I could definitely do better, especially with these shoes. I was slowly giving up and only drew some very basic shapes to portray the feeling that there are shoes. Some post studies, I think. Over here, I hope the sketchbook survives this showcase. Here I was trying to design a present for my then friend. Here are swatches for some pens that I found in some shop. Here is my character Whisper. She's very pretty. I love her color of her hair. The black with green is almost every color with black looks fantastic. Especially I love the combination of black and green. And she's like a shapeshifter kind of. She has the ability to create crystals from her body, and she can manipulate them to grow all over her body in any shape she wants. So right here she has a little horns. In some other sketchbooks I sometimes draw her with like crystal fangs. Sometimes she has her on her arms. I think it's a cool concept. Okay, I think I drew this in work or school, and he was an inspiration to create my own spin of Horseman of Apocalypse, and he would be correlating with famine. I don't have any words for him. I like his design, I love his hair. I don't have that many ideas about him in the universe, but I think that I know that he's one of the mean characters. Anyway, here's Crispy and Crisp, and this revolutionary 3 pages of my OCs. I still think they look, some of them, not every one of them, but some of them look very cool. Crisp, Sebastian, and Ash. Here's Caro, the adopted sister of Crisp. Crisp and Ash adopted Caro. Here's Angel, Emil. They are siblings and angels. We have Cindy, Olivia, and Moon. I love especially Moon right here. She looks so pretty, and Olivia looks so cute and fun. A little bit inspired by Pinkie Pie, maybe, because she too have curly pink hair. It's so hard to turn these pages. They're so bent. Here are some sketches of men that I found on Pinterest. They are some real people. I tried my best to make them look like who they are, but especially this man right here, I didn't do him justice. And I think this sketchbook could be the last sketchbook when I tried realism. And some horrible washi tape right here. I hate it. It's very cheap, it's glossy, and it doesn't stay very well on the paper. But over here, another bunch. I think I kicked my dresser. Over here, there's V versus, or her real name is actually Lucy. This is Sean, but his code name is Frank because he has stitches, because some accidents happened in his past. They are siblings. This is Stripe. This is Lillian, Mary. These are siblings as well. These 4 are they are connected by some major story plots that I'm developing, but they are in this big universe with most of my characters. Here's Whisper again, the girl with the crystal horns. This is Azael. Yeah, I think they are all in the main storyline that I'm developing. So here's Azael, and he, if I can show this properly, he has a crush on Whisper, at least till I don't change that in the story. And here is Candy and Dustin, and they are sisters too. I created them when I was like, I think 14, after I watched Wolf Children, one of my favorite animes. I think it was Ghibli, but I'm not sure. I will put it in the screen if I'm wrong, and I probably are. If I'm not talking clearly in this tour, I will probably cut myself out and maybe do a voiceover or do it again. And here I have Alexios from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think. Odyssey was actually the first game I played after the reboot of the whole series, and I loved it until I got fed up with it, and I haven't touched it since. So I haven't touched it for around 5 or 4 years, or even more, because we have 2026 right now. Here I have Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Miles Morales. I love this movie. I don't know anybody who doesn't love it. And here is the last batch of these pretty squares with my characters in them. Here is Emir and Len. They are in one universe, one history. I drew her in the next sketchbook, I think, maybe. Or no, she was in the previous one. This one is Cora and Levi? Or Louis? I think his name was Louis, but I don't think that's how you write Lewis. These two are in the same universe. They are dating. She is supposed to be a cousin of Crisp. And this is Mitzi. Wait, no. I'm so stupid. These two are dating. They are even looking at each other. I don't even remember my own OCs. So this is Lewis, Mitzi, Rock, and I think that Braxim is with them too. They are in a band. They are in a band with Cindy. With Cindy right over here. With her right here. These three and Cindy are in a band. Braxim isn't. This is just in their universe. And here is Nick and Gwen. They are siblings. They are demons, and there are some interesting story the younger me came up with. And I won't get too much into detail because it would take a long time, especially with these pages that don't want to turn around. Here is a sort of character sheet of Ash with beautiful, full, free sketches. I draw him very, very rarely. Here is some little comic, I guess, if you could call it that, with my two personas. So basically I'm talking to myself right here. And here I was trying to create my first profile picture and banner that I had on YouTube. It looked horrible, and I think the speed paint when I'm creating this abomination digitally to put it on my profile picture is still up on my YouTube channel. Okay, and we are getting to the good stuff, slowly but surely. This was around time that I started watching JoJo, and especially part 3, like you can see right here. This is Sebastian trying to replicate him looking up. I think you could count it like the free rent meme. I was way ahead of the times. It was 2020. Here is Bakugo, I think. And here is Kakyoin, the best boy, and Jotaro. I don't know why, but for some reason, drawing characters from JoJo at that time was kind of therapeutic for me. I enjoyed it very much. You will see in a few pages. Right here we have Abdul and Polnareff. I didn't color him, sadly. I think it was because he was covering Bakugo. And you can see that I was using my alcohol markers quite a lot. Maybe not there, but here I use them quite a lot. I love alcohol markers. I'm not very professional with them to any extent, but I like coloring with them more than with any other medium. Here is Abigail from Stardew Valley with my farmer character, I'm pretty sure. I like Abigail. I think we can all relate to that. I won't say anything else. And here is more JoJo stuff, like I mentioned. Kakyoin Polnareff doing this very popular scene with Joseph standing in the background saying something to hurry them up. And here is one of my favorite little sketches with my boy, my precious little cookie, Doppio, with my other special cookie, Gyro. I think I forgot his name, I'm sorry. And Joylene. Like I mentioned, I love the combination of green with black. And little Johnny right here. And here is a little heavier page, since this was made on watercolor paper from Pentel that I had lying around. Right here I have fan art from Umbrella Academy with my favorite character Klaus and this little character here, and of course JoJo, more JoJo characters. These were very fast and loosely sketched. I was the most concerned not with how these drawings turned out, but to make the characters resemble themselves the best I can. And I even colored them all. That's impressive for me, I would say, especially with watercolor. I like using watercolor, but I'm too lazy to color with it. Here's Johnny. Here are some things from Pinterest. This right here I have this little sketch of a hand with a drink. I poured a little bit of watercolor right here and then blowed it so it looked like it was actually a fallen liquid. So that's cool. I was a little bit more creative back then. This character was my creation in Stardew Valley. I made him there first when I started another save. And when I started new save in Stardew Valley, I created Max as my new farmer, and I liked him so much that he became my character. I think I like to imagine that him and Abigail are best friends, best gay friends. This is Crispy, I think, with pose from Pinterest, and here's another pose from Pinterest. Here is Sebastian being what he is. Right here is Alize. I think I didn't mention his name before. The one of the 4 horsemen of Apocalypse. His name is Alize. He's famine. And yeah, till this day, the only thing that I'm sure with his design is his hair, or the idea of his hair looking like that, being long and tied up at the very end, and that he wears some sort of bandana around his neck, and he's very annoying. Here are some girls. I think I could have found some pose on Pinterest or tried. And this is Ash again. Ash, crisp. Oh, and here I was drawing 50 Shades of Ash. I was trying to practice my... how do you say it? I was trying to practice different emotions, because my characters are usually... don't show very much emotion most of the time. And here is Ruby in some sleep attire and Stripe at the top, his boyfriend looking at him. Oh, and here is one of my peak moments. I drew Sakura from Naruto, but in such a way that I actually started to like her. Not as a very well-written character, but her design. I love her design. She's so pretty, especially at the beginning with her longer hair and this flowy clothes right here. I loved it. Here is some Ruby that I sketched in class. It was supposed to be like Alice in Wonderland. He was falling in the hole, but since he's a rabbit, I guess that he didn't chase the rabbit to fall down into the hole. I'm not so sure. This was again drawn school with Ash, Sebastian, and Caro. Over here are some... I think it was gouache that I was testing, but I think I bought some bad gouache. It was so fucking stinky. I threw it all away. I couldn't bear to paint with it. It was so stinky, and even after it dried, it was still stinky on the paper. Here's Sasuke, because when Sakura came out so well, I was so proud of it with myself. I thought that I should draw all the main characters, like the main trio, but Sasuke then came out not so satisfying for me, so I stopped at Sasuke and didn't even color him all the way. Over here are 21 Pilots. Tyler and Josh. I know that they don't look anything like them, but I was in high school, okay? And I still can't draw realistic people. Here I was designing. This right here are designs of the new cover for my new sketchbook. It's not even that close to the end of the sketchbook, but I was already so fed up with it. It's a little bit more than halfway. I was so fed up with it, I was considering just abandoning this one and switching to the new sketchbook. And I think that I started painting the cover of the new sketchbook at this time. So when I finished this one, I would already have a painted cover on the new sketchbook. This is I think this was the finished, this is the finished design that I decided to paint on the sketchbook. But I think it came out a little better right here. We have Sally and Larry from Sally Face, of course, one of my favorite horror, maybe my favorite game. I will play it one day here. And Noah and Spitzer, I think his name is. I need to confess, his name is Spitzer, like the German word for the pencil sharpener. I looked it up on Google Translate when I was little. It's his redesign right here, actually. And it's embarrassing because I'm learning German and I didn't check how to properly spell that name. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, and I'm probably not, but his name is Spitzer. And don't worry, this censorship is for lols. They have underwear. I was so very funny, yeah? I think so too. A little page of animals, since I draw them very rarely. I think this mouse and this dog is where I peaked. I think I've never drawn a better looking mouse than this mouse. It looks so realistic. And this dog actually looks like a dog. These ferrets are not so bad, but these two, when I drew this, I figured that I think I can draw animals with short fur very well, but when they have bigger coats, I cannot wait. Here's some reference from Pinterest, Sebastian. Here, of course, we have Doppio, and I'm sorry, I forgot his name. From JoJo Part 4, I think. Yeah, Part 4. Josuke, oh yes, it's Josuke. In Doppio, I was drawing another gift for my then friend, and I decided to buy her a pillow and draw some of her, maybe not favorite, because she didn't like any specific character that much, but to draw the characters she liked on the pillow, so she could have it as some kind of memorabilia. And I drew Josuke, Doppio, Sasuke, and I would have to look his name up, but the guy from Dororo. And these, I drew them first, like in this circles, because the pillow had circles on it, and I drew characters in the circles to keep myself contained and to make it look a little bit more appealing. And I drew them first to then drew this exact same design on the pillow. Here is some girl from the Pinterest. From Pinterest. This is something I drew in classes again because I was bored or was falling asleep because I slept very little in high school, and was, especially when I had lessons at 7 something in the morning, I would always fall asleep on them when I was staying up late. This right here is written in Polish and I won't be translating it, but me and my friend at the time were watching The Conjuring, I think the first movie, because we were trying to like watch the most popular horror movies in order, some kind of like movie nights, I guess. And here I just wrote everything that we talked about and criticized the not so smart characters in this movie. If you can understand Polish, you can read it, but there are some inside jokes right there. I don't think all will be able to understand. Here is Crisp, my persona, my, how do you say it? Stand-in character? I don't know. It's my persona. I force her into every movie or anime universe that I love. So here she is in Naruto universe and in Dimension W universe. So my AU basically. Here is Temari. I don't know if I'm tired or just stupid, but it's Temari and Sarada from Naruto, of course. Here are some, I don't know, mountains with the sunset. And some little doodles. I think it was this challenge that you make some blobs with color and try to create some funny shapes out of it to create characters. Right here is Ruby when he was a little kid. This was referenced, this and this too. This wasn't referenced. Here's the older Ruby, like he looks right now. He's a little precious, my precious little gay boy. And this abomination right here, that's full of Luigi and Mario, was my idea for the first day of Inktober, because I decided to connect to Inktober prompts, the gaming prompt and the normal Inktober, I think. And that's how Super Mario Bros. Plus Fish ended up. And I didn't draw it on the 1st of October, who would have thought. Here is the sketch for the second day, which was Zelda plus Wisp. And I think this sketch turned out way better than the actual drawing. At least to the Link. Link turned out better. Because that's what he looked right here. And I think I tried a little bit with composition to make it like one wisp here, and it was maybe like an infinity or something, I don't know. I just wanted to put one on this side, one on this side, and it looks very boring comparing to how many he had on this side. And on the day 3, I gave up on the mashing two prompts, and I only drew Pokemon, and I drew this one. Sorry, I don't know what's the name of this one, and I think it's Clefairy, but I'm not sure. If it's not, I will cut it out. Day 4, Final Fantasy, and I drew my favorite character that I know, and it's Prompto. So my favorite character, Prompto, from the only Final Fantasy game that I have played right now, and I didn't finish it yet. Day 5 was Undertale, so I drew Flowey because he's a funky little guy. I guess it could be considered spoilers if you haven't played the Undertale yet, or at least watched it. Oh, this page. This is ugly. We don't know. The girl from Danganronpa. Another episode. I like this game. It's weird, but positively weird. It's heavy in topics, but I liked it. My Little Pony, like Spike, he looks cursed as fuck, but... And I guess I finished season 8 of My Little Pony that day. What an interesting story. Here, some reference drawings, some are not so bad. A little Sebastian squished in here. And Ruby, of course, he's standing a little bit menacingly, but I love him. He looks so good in these shirts, in this shirt. Right here, Kermit the Frog. I like these sketches, they aren't very ambitious. And they were drawn with reference, of course, but I like it. Here's very buff Jotaro is here as well. Here's a little sketch of Mickey, Ruby's brother. And Caro, I think she got a redesign here. Oh, and here is Sean and his friend from Life is Strange 2, my two favorite characters from this game. The goth girl from the memes, and some people from Pinterest. I think I got back to drawing with ballpoint pen right here. Oh, and here is where I watched the end of the fucking world. I drew the two main characters. I don't think I finished season 1. I don't remember, honestly. As you can see, I watched it in 2020, and I actually didn't pick that show up till today. That's kind of embarrassing, but tells you a lot about me. And I think as I was watching it, I was sketching, and after, or meanwhile I was sketching, I don't remember, I wrote my thoughts about the episode I was watching, and I remember specifically that in this episode, poor dog. If you didn't watch the show, be aware of the episode 3, I think. Here are some referenced, of course, from Pinterest poses. This was supposed to become a new character, but he never did, I think. And this pose I liked. I created a good little drawing with these 3. I have it on my wall, and I don't want to take it down right now, but I will show it right here. I will take a picture or something. Oh, here is Gara. He doesn't look that bad, but not very good either. This one looks worse. Jinx, my boy, my little Jean. I love him. He looks a little bit weirder than usual right here, especially the face. The face looks a little bit weird. And here is Lucifer. is another character from some universe. I think they are in the same universe right now, but I'm not sure. I would need to check. Here are just some doodles. Here I was trying to... No, I was redrawing my persona in the Yandere Simulator universe. We don't talk about it, but I like the design. If I were to... Oh shit. I like the design of her uniform. This logo is too big for a school uniform, but I like how it looks. It looks satisfying. I like her hair, and if I were to put her in some school setting, I think I would use this design. Here. It's Ash again. I like this page, but not as much as the previous Ash spreadsheet. Here is Caro and Crisp, and I think right here I was trying to figure out if I could draw and record the drawing when I didn't have a tripod that I have right now. It didn't look great. I didn't have good lighting in any way, and that's why. And it doesn't look very good. Anyway, I was trying to learn to draw some fun eye shapes and some more realistic faces. I don't know what it was with me and realism in 2020. I maybe thought that some big revolution might happen in my drawing skills, but it didn't. But this face right here, I love it. This was, when I finished drawing this, it was like, it's my peak right here. Oh, and of course these are referenced. I didn't create them, that's why they look so good, because they are not mine, they are referenced. And here's Lucy, aka V. Here are some writing, some memes, some funny sentences, and here is this fucking guy. I like his design. The story itself, I read it. I don't recommend reading it, honestly, but I liked his design. It's interesting, okay? And a little Crispy in his funky rock metal outfit, or punk outfit, and Sebastian. It's the most heavy metal that they will look ever. And it is also almost the end. I have little feet. You could say that it's a little treat for the people that watched it till the end. But seriously, I was trying to learn to draw feet, because as you can see, I avoid it always. And here are some characters from Boku no Hero. I don't remember any of their names except for Mina. I think it's Mina right here. And I think he was Kaminari. And these two are, I don't remember. And it's the end. Finally, I need to close it right now so it doesn't fall apart again. Oh, did you hear that? It was crunchy. I'm glad that I don't have to work in any of these sketchbooks again. I like the stickers. I like this one. I can put the whole version on the screen right now, or I put it at the beginning. I didn't think of that before. But yeah, that's the whole sketchbook number 6. Next, of course, it's number 7. And 7 is divided into 2 sketchbooks. It's 7 and 7.5. Here's number 7. It's a little bigger than all my sketchbooks up to this point. I think that only the first and the second sketchbook were this big. And as you can see, I painted the cover, but I didn't make the tears connect. I think it would be too much. It didn't turn out very well, but it is something. And here is 7.5. So it's a little sneak peek. While I was drawing in this big sketchbook, number 7, I was a little sticker fell out. So I was missing the smaller format sketchbook. So I found it somewhere in the art store, and I decided that I would like to have a little smaller sketchbook next to the mainline big sketchbook, and this tradition stayed with me till this day. Okay, so these are for the next time. I would like to thank you if you watched this video, especially till the end, since I were rambling so bad in this video, and I'm not that emotional because I'm stressed because there are people behind my walls, basically. And yeah, see you in... My light just went out. See you in another video.